Earth zodiac signs, welcome to your monthly month of May tarot message. Capricorn, I'm going to take care of you first. Virgo and Taurus, I'll see you in a little bit. So, I've already shuffled for you and all that kind of good stuff. I just haven't laid your cards out yet. First, Capricorn, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So, what's going on in your world, Capricorn? Do things kind of feel like they're out of balance, like the timing is bad, like bad things are, things come in threes. Do you have a bunch of shit that's going on around you or in your life, for instance? You don't feel very strong, whatever it is. You don't feel like you're handling this at all. I'm feeling like, Capricorn, you're feeling pretty fearful. Now, I see you guys as being incredibly strong people. Every Capricorn that I've ever been has at least affected a public front, if you will, of being incredibly strong. But I wonder on the inside if you're not feeling incredibly fearful, incredibly vulnerable, like you just don't want people to see how badly you're suffering, because shit seems to be happening around you if I have this wheel in reverse, man. Four of Swords, you're in deep need of rest. You need to take a break. You need to pull over and maybe stop communicating with people who don't like you. Maybe stop communicating with the world. Like, don't cut yourself off completely, but absolutely, like, shut things down. Like, all but your most vital. Maybe don't, like, go out for, like, bar hopping experiences. Don't go out for stuff with your friends. If you do go out for, like, maybe stay in with some very close friends, for instance. But you're meant to be conserving your energy right now with whatever you're going through. I see you as being incredibly vulnerable right now. I'm sorry, I see you as going through a deeply rough moment. Nine of Swords. You've got quite a bit of air energy right here. It might be that you're thinking a lot and you're in a place of deep anxiety. You're not able to sleep very well. And if you are able to sleep, then you wake up feeling very anxious, like you're in some cold sweats, for instance, like your mind is instantly racing the instant that you wake up, and whatever your situation is, you're going to bed, you're going to sleep thinking about this. Like you can't get away from whatever this is. Are there some friends who are treating you badly and like it's just really fucking you up? Because I feel like a lot of Capricorns like to be noticed for their hard work, okay? They like to be congratulated. They like to be appreciated, at the very least, noticed at their hard work, that they're doing such hard work. And I don't know, like you might be continuing to work, but things are slipping away from you. And people are like, maybe not shitting on your work, they're not appreciating. You feel underappreciated. They might be just flat out ignoring you. And there's a part of you that hates it. On the other hand, there might also be a part of you that's kind of grateful because they don't notice the aspect of you that says, I need people to notice, to appreciate the hard work that I've done. Perhaps a job, perhaps a career, maybe not. Maybe this has to do with your personal life. And if you are like a stay-at-home parent, for instance, this might be just flat out being underappreciated or not appreciated at all by your family. Not just your immediate family, but your extended family too, perhaps. Bad luck when it comes to Two of Cups. This lands about affection. Family members, close friends, maybe a romantic partner. This is landing on top of the wheel. And I know that this is upright. It's possible that you, together with your chosen family, with your best friend, with your romantic partner, you are facing the bad times together, but it's still rough on your relationship. It might be that they are the only one who you can confide in, for instance. That makes sense. Looky here, you've got the Ace of Cups. Really, really beautiful card. So while these rough things are happening, while you are vulnerable, this is landing on top of the Strength card, you have a new opportunity to grow the love that you have with the one ally that you do have in your life who does see you for who you are. And you have a new opportunity to make a happy family in spite of the shit that's going on. If you can take a break and rest, because this 10 of Cups is landing on top of the 4 of Swords. If you can take a break and rest, there's something about your family that you're going to be able to notice and appreciate, and you're going to be able to have some degree of fun while all this stuff goes on. Everybody goes through tough times, and this might be really exposing the parts of yourself, like you see your flaws on display when you go through these rough times. It's still a cool new opportunity to let your love and compassion for the people in your life to shine forward, okay? You've got the Chariot. You need to roll forward in whatever it is, whatever you're doing with your family, whatever kind of love you're maintaining. You might be working really hard to keep your relationship with your significant other, with your family, intact. You might be working really hard to build it. The universe says to keep doing that. And I'm seeing with the Ace of Cups that you do want to constantly renew your affection for your family, not just your love, but also how much you like them. You might be choosing to spend more time with them, and this Wheel of Fortune indicating that there are some rough times here, that's causing you to appreciate the good stuff that you have with your family and continue to build on the bonds that you folks already have. The universe encourages that behavior. This is about going in for help. And again, this is landing on top of the 2 of Cups and on top of the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You might be able to ask for some help from your significant other, but it's also about asking for help from others with whom you are attracted, maybe related, for instance. I don't mean like romantic attraction, but I mean also platonic attraction. This might be going in for help from a food bank, for instance, that is in alignment with your ethics, your values, for instance. This might be going in for help to your religious community if you're part of one. This is about accepting help. And Capricorn, you might be there might be a sense of pride in the direction that you don't want to ask for help because you want to be seen as having it all together. With Strength in reverse, it's okay to be vulnerable, because remembering that once again, everybody goes through tough times, regardless of our social status, regardless of how much we earn, regardless of every social thing that divides us in life, we all go through tough times. If you can admit that to yourself and still ask for help, that's a huge marker of strength in my particular book, is what I should have said. You have the 7 of Swords arriving after the 6 of Pentacles. I'm wondering if someone didn't steal something from you. If it wasn't something physical, I'm wondering if a situation didn't take something from you that was really, really valuable. Because these birds have had their feathers stolen. Birds can't fly without their feathers. There's something about this thing being taken away from you that is deeply crippling. And now the universe may have taken things from you in order to expose your flaws to yourself so that you could continue to grow into your highest self. Take it as it resonates, but either way, you definitely need to notice those flaws, notice what has been taken from you, and grow in spite of that, because it lands on top of Strength in reverse and on top of Ace of Cups. Have some compassion for yourself for what you're going through, and things will start to get better. Now this is interesting. You've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, I thought it was going to be something else. The Queen of Coins or something. This is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There is no gender in tarot, so regardless of whether you identify as non-binary, masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. But you do need to come into the aspect of yourself that knows to take care of yourself in addition to others. This is earth and water energy in this particular case, and I feel like your cup has not been filled in a hot minute. It might be that you are so busy providing for your family and trying to strengthen those bonds that you've forgotten to take care of yourself. You can't pull from an empty well. And I'm seeing that because this lands on top of the 4 of Swords in reverse and on top of the happy family, the 10 of Cups, you need to give back to yourself. You need to do a lot of self-care so that you can obviously take care of yourself, but also take care of them. If you are in a bad way, they're going to sense it and the mood is going to change. And I'm not saying that to put pressure on you, but I am saying it so that you know what steps you can take. Self-care looks different to everybody. It doesn't matter. But when I say self-care, what does that mean to you? And what do you need to sacrifice in a sense? What do you need to sacrifice? A little bit of time, a little bit of energy in order to give back to yourself? Do you need to ask your partner to give to you? Because I'm seeing with this Two of Cups, they do want to give something to you. And it might be that you are kind of holding them at arm's length. Maybe not. Okay, take it as it resonates. But it may be that you've been showing off you've been showing off your strong side for so long that that's kind of held them at arm's length. Allow them to take care of you while you take a breather and take care of yourself. Seven of Wands, I wonder if you're not feeling a bit attacked on some front. And I was talking earlier about a job, about a career. There might be some real shit happening at your job, perhaps a layoff that's been going on, and it feels like if you haven't been laid off, you're afraid that you might be next. You feel attacked. And I wonder, because it lands on top of the Nine of Swords, the anxiety card, if that isn't something that is very much on your mind right now. You've got the Chariot, so it says to continue to hold on a strong front when it comes to the public, but at home with your partner, can you allow them in and say, I feel like shit, I can't stop thinking about this, honey, can you take care of the kids tonight? Can you make dinner tonight? Can you make meals for the next several days? Can it just be the two of us that goes on vacation? Or if I'm speaking to a throuple, maybe it's the three of us. I have polyamorous folks in my audience. I want to speak to y'all too. Whatever it is, you need to have the inner justi, the inner strength to go through with this. And you don't have that if you're not giving to yourself in this particular regard. You might be exhausted from defending yourself from whatever the situation may be. Let your partner in. Talk about what you're going through, and can you grow through the experience together? Capricorn, let's take a look at the bottom of your deck. You've got the King of Wands in reverse. This is about hanging back and not taking action on a situation. The King of Wands is all fire energy. They may not necessarily think too hard or think at all before they plow forward, and sometimes there's some non-emotional aspects to them that should be there. I'm wondering if you shouldn't get into those emotional aspects instead of just plowing forward and continuing to do and do and do. Capricorn, there's not much earth energy in this particular spread, which tells me that you're kind of out of your element in this particular context, and continuing to do when you are drained of energy is not in your best interests. It just isn't. You've got the Page of Wands. Stop doing the old stuff that you've been doing and explore a new course of action. And I'm getting the word layoffs again. You might be affected by some layoffs in your industry, Capricorn. And in that case, I am so sorry. We are going through a Pluto and Aquarius transit, which is not going to be kind to a lot of careers, not going to be kind to a lot of jobs. And your job might be on the line if you haven't already been laid off. I wish you the very, very best in terms of your job hunt, or maybe the very best in starting your own new business, starting a business with a partner, for instance. You've got death and rebirth as well. This is kind of interesting that it's not just death written on this card, it's rebirth too, because ultimately that is what it's about. Even after we physically die, something is reborn. Us into our next lives. Energy is born into something else when it goes out. Something transmutes into something else when that one thing ends. Do something new for yourself and allow this era to end. And take a break too. I'm seeing a lot of need for rest, letting go of anxiety. What am I going to do? How am I going to earn money? This might be about accepting help from others when Capricorn, you want to be strong all the time, and it's not realistic to be strong all the time. Okay? Capricorn, that was your reading for the month of May. I wish you a path to healing. It's going to be okay, even though it might not feel that way for right now. Lean on your partner, lean on your community who can help you. It's going to be okay. There is a rebirth after something ends, okay? Best of May to you. Best of luck. Take care. Virgo, welcome to your reading. I've put together a Celtic cross for you, and today I'm using the White Newman Tarot. If you want to get a deck for yourself, it's one of my favorite decks. In the center of your Celtic cross, you have the Empress in reverse. This suggests to me someone who feels vulnerable when in fact they should be quite strong. If you look at this imagery, she looks incredibly powerful. She is pregnant, but that does absolutely nothing to take away from how powerful. Do I need to hold it like this? I guess so that you can see it even remotely clearly. I guess it wants to see my face. In any case, you're in the reverse energy. You are not firing on all cylinders, Virgo, and I kind of associate this, since this is the sign of Venus, that kind of makes sense. You're in alignment with this particular one, but I also feel like your energy has been kind of subverted. Whatever's been going on in your past, you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. This is about a burden that has not completely melted off yet. And I wonder, Empress, if you're not unnecessarily burdening yourself with something in your life. I associate it being detail-oriented with Virgo, paying really, really close attention to the finer minutia of life, and we need those kinds of people. Otherwise, we don't have accountants, right? Tax details go flying out the door. But with the Empress in reverse, I wonder if you're not concentrating too much on the details of something when you need to be moving forward, when you need to be transforming into the aspect of yourself that has everything in balance. With the Empress, she symbolizes all four queens in one package. So that's air, fire, water, there we go, water and earth energy. And I feel like if it's possible you have too much earth energy when you need a balance of all four elements. Or maybe it's too much air, maybe it's too much water. You need to take it as it resonates. I'm wondering, once again, this is about not feeling powerful. And in the upright position, she looks amazing. She knows what she's about. She knows what she's doing. She knows what step to take next in order to get what it is that she wants, that is also in alignment with what the universe wants with her. She knows how to use her fiery creative output in order to benefit her highest self. And in reverse, she isn't sure about what to do at all. In your future position, this is in your conscious position. In your future position, you have the Eight of Cups in reverse. This particular human figure, used to be a fish, but she has slowly transformed into a human after having been a fish. Why does the Little Mermaid stand out just now? Wanted to become a human, but in this particular reverse position, I'm wondering if after becoming a human, so to speak, you want to turn back into a fish. And by that I mean that you have some responsibilities that have been laid on your shoulders, possibly, that you don't want, and you want to go back to the aspect of yourself that didn't have those responsibilities, that didn't have those memories, that didn't have those emotions even. You don't want the burden of these. You want to go back, but I don't know that she can transform back once she's been in that energy. The universe may not let her. There's a sense that in your new form, with feeling these new emotions, that they're deeply uncomfortable for you. She's also water energy. She's not just fire energy, she's water energy too. And I'm wondering if feeling these emotions, which might be completely new to you, foreign, is just rough in general for you. And you don't want to feel them. You can't be your most powerful self. You can't be the Empress if you aren't also to a certain degree allowing your water aspect flow within you. That's intuition, compassion, love, your emotional aspect. Your emotions do have some degree of an intelligence, especially when they are in balance with all your other elements. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Lovers. Not romantic. This is about marrying two aspects of yourself that you don't want to marry or that you are struggling to marry. And I can see how this would be relevant. Because the Queen of Wands is two different aspects, water or fire first and water second, those elements can kind of be at odds with one another. If you don't know how to balance them, it's going to be rough. So this is about acting on your emotions in a way that is completely foreign to you, but you're being asked by the universe to marry those two aspects of yourself in order to reach your highest good, in order to reach yourself as the Empress. You might be really good at being grounded, at being detail-oriented, but the other aspects of yourself, like your water and your fire element, those aren't well exercised. They need to develop some muscle. Take a look at your astrological birth chart. Cafe Astrology is great. Astro.com is great. Also, astro-seek.com is a great place to go for your astrological birth chart. If you don't already know where your planets and your zodiac signs are placed, as well as your midheaven and IC point, all that kind of good stuff, that might illuminate where your strengths and weaknesses are, okay? If you want me to discuss your birth chart with you, I'd be happy to do so, okay? Just let me know. In your advice position, in the rod part of the Celtic cross, and here I am motioning like you can see. Sorry about that. You have the Hermit, okay? So this particular figure is all but a human. In order to leave that particular room where he's been slowly becoming a human and transforming from a moose, an animal, into a sentient individual who can help others, he needs to lose his antlers. Those antlers are keeping him from leaving. And until you can lose the parts of yourself that you are most comfortable with, the aspects of yourself that you feel are most important, that make you individual, that set you apart from other moose, if you will, from other creatures, then you need to lose those particular elements, and that's going to be a deeply uncomfortable process for you. It's kind of in alignment with this Eight of Cups right here. Both of these characters are transforming into something new in Virgo. I can see that with your Earth energy, that's going to feel pretty difficult. Earth energy doesn't transform easily, and they definitely don't transform quickly. If there's something in their birth chart that says you are going to transform quickly, it's a deeply uncomfortable process for all Earth signs, not just you, Virgo, okay? So definitely have some compassion for yourself. You're going through a rough time. I can see that much. And here's your environment. Death. Being reborn into something else. This is literally your current situation right now. This is what's going on. You can't avoid it. It is all around you. Now, this is interesting. This is the Six of Wands. You're both afraid and kind of excited for celebrating the end of this particular era, the transformation of yourself into a new being, into your higher self, your highest self, ultimately. Afraid of celebrating because then it might feel final, if you will. But also hopeful for it because, hey, Virgos like a good party, right? Who doesn't like a good party? But I want to be respectful when it comes to this. This is a hard thing for you to do, and it deserves to be celebrated, even if it's quietly with some close friends, maybe just by yourself, with your ancestors, your guides, that kind of thing. Last and not least, you have the Five of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. That's about going in for help, possibly with a therapist, for instance, possibly with, not a food bank, but yes, if that resonates, go to a food bank if they can help you in some fashion. Talking about what's going on, going in for help with others specifically, is going to be key here for transforming your old self into the new person that you're meant to be. Someone who feels their emotions more deeply, who is willing to be vulnerable. Virgos can, earth signs in general, not just Virgos, but earth signs in general can have a kind of defensiveness about them that sometimes comes from a genuine place of strength, but other times comes from a place of feeling their vulnerabilities and not wanting others to see it. If talking to a therapist isn't something that you want to do, absolutely get in alignment with your guides, your ancestors, with the universe, and ask them for help in navigating your new situation, because you need it. You can't do this alone. Earth signs are some of the strongest beings out there. I'll speak from experience. I know some incredibly strong earth signs who have been through some real shit, and you're probably no different. All the same, there is strength in asking for help, and I hope that you do that in this month of May. Happy Beltane, Virgos. Have a good one. Taurus, welcome to your May message. I'm using the Numinous Tarot, and this is the first card. This is I'm doing a Celtic cross for you folks. This is your central theme. This is the Lovers. And it's not just two people, it's a group of people, and they're all connected in some particular fashion. Beautiful card. I love this particular deck anyway. But there's something about this connection to the community. It's not just about two lovers, it's about multiple people who are deeply, maybe not in love with each other, but they love each other platonically. Deep compassion. They're going to be there for each other when one or other people are in trouble. I see here that you've got the Three of Tomes, which is about studying. In the traditional sense, this would be the Three of Pentacles, and that would have three figures all working together on a project. This is in your past position. So it's quite possible that your course of study, whatever you were working on in the physical sense, has brought you to this particular place where you are in the energy of the Lovers. You found your community maybe when you least expected it. You didn't expect this at all, quite possibly, but you're grateful to have them nonetheless. A really cool looking community. If you can flow with them and their desires, be part of a group, Taurus, that you might be the grounding aspect that the group needs. Like, you're as much a feature of that particular group as they are to the wider community. I hope I'm making sense. You might bring the earth element, a grounding sense, a detail-oriented sense, enjoyment of the physical pleasures of life. Other people might bring in the compassionate senses to associate with water, or others might be like the kinds of people take action. Whatever it is, you guys balance each other out when it comes to your elements, your strengths, and how they can benefit yourselves, your highest selves, but also the highest good of the whole group. It feels like these are cool people. And I wondered if you guys aren't a disadvantaged group. This is the Five of Bells. This is a circumstance. This is in your conscious position. This is others taking from you folks, taking the piss out of, harming. So you might be part of the LGBT community, or you might be folks who are on the side of the Palestinians, for instance. You are in the minority, you and these people. You're grateful to have them, but there is some degree of cost to being yourselves. And when you are yourselves, when you're working together for each other's highest good, you can counteract the effects seen in this Five of Bells, where you're being stolen from in some particular sense, and it's robbing you of some things that you folks need. Acceptance, safety, love from the community outside the Lovers, if you will. Underneath all this, you have the Six of Vials, which is definitely about tapping into our ancestors and listening to their guidance. This particular figure is honoring an elevated ancestor right there with some items that she left behind for them. They're in that treasure chest right there. So when you are in your power, when you are in your highest self, when you exist as your truest self, you are honoring your ancestors who wanted you to be in that particular state, even if it cost you something, cost you acceptance, cost you a wider community outside of the small chosen family that I see here with the Lovers, okay? In your advice position, oh, you know what? I skipped over the Five of Tomes. The Five of Tomes is in alignment with the Five of Pentacles. This is in your future. There is the real risk that you might be separated from this community through some kind of circumstance where you're kind of out on your own. If they are meant to leave, you need to let them go, because the universe, your guides, your ancestor, seen in the Six of Vials, might want to guide you to a better place outside of the group, and that might be really rough. Taurus, I can see that you might be the kind of person, just through your zodiac sign, as someone who likes things to stay the same, that they like things to move slowly. We are currently going through Pluto in Aquarius, and that is a very fast moving end to things. It's also about the fast rebirth of things. Change is crazy during this particular era. I have a video of Pluto in Aquarius that I'll link down below, and I'll also have it in the tile cards somewhere up there for you to watch, because there is some valuable advice in there for everybody, not just for you, Taurus, okay? But something about this situation, you're going to be separated from the larger group. Maybe not permanently, but we'll see, okay? You have here the Mystic of Tomes. This is in your advice position. This is also known as the King of Pentacles, but in this particular case, this is about someone who knows what to do and who knows how to act on knowledge. You have quite a bit of pentacle energy, or I should say tome energy in here, which is not a bad thing at all. But this is about you being in your highest self, especially when it comes to this Five of Tomes right here, when it comes to a circumstance where you might be separated from the group, and your strength will be tested when you're separated. How strong are you when it's just you by yourself, not necessarily in alignment, not necessarily in connection, I should say, with others? That's asking you to remember how strong you were before you found these people, and how strong you will be when you have to leave that context in the Lovers. And I hope that you do find another group, but for the time being, you might need to come into your strength right here with the Mystic of Tomes. You might have to learn how to tell other people how to be grounded, how to tap into knowledge, how to tap into living the slow life. We need to live the slow life, to be honest. If we go fast all the time, it kills us too soon. In your environment card, you have the Explorer of Wands. Candles, I should say. The Explorer of Candles. Traditionally, this would be the Knight of Wands. This is you kind of being reluctant to explore the world outside of your group in the Lovers. Again, these look like a cool group of people because it's in the upright position, but it also shows that, kind of in alignment with being an earth sign, Taurus, that you're reluctant to explore anything outside the group, and I understand that. You still need to understand that there is a time period coming where you're not going to be able to be with them, and don't be afraid of that time. Instead, learn to come into your energy as the Mystic of Tomes and learn to have your own strengths. You have a really neat body of knowledge. You have literacies that are going to be assistive to you, but it is going to be potentially a lonely time. In reverse, you have the Emperor. It's called the Founder in this particular deck. This is in your hopes and fears. You are afraid of being the kind of person to go forth and possibly establish your own new community, kind of hinted at here with the Founder right here. So in alignment with the Emperor, this is very strong energy, if you will. Could be in alignment with a job, with a career. You might be, with this Five of Tomes here, with this Mystic of Tomes, you might be leaving your particular area for a new job, for instance. Possibly. Take it as it resonates. That's going to be kind of a disorienting time, and you don't feel like you're strong enough to do it, even though a better place is elsewhere. You want to stay with your community, but right there in your area where your community is, your opportunities might be drying up when it comes to your job, when it comes to your career, and you're being asked to go out and not leave the people seen in the Lovers behind, but to establish a new set of lovers who will be good for you to be in, and who you can also add some grounding energy to. Last and not least, you have the Magician, and this is in your outcome position. And this is a figure who stands alone, but also has all their elements at their fingertips. They know how to use the wands. They know how to use the cups, the swords, and the pentacles, all in alignment for their highest good and in alignment with what the universe wants for them. This is someone who knows how to take action while feeling compassion, who knows how to think while being grounded at the same time. And if you can come into the energy of someone who knows how to act on their knowledge, for instance, if you can use that knowledge to go in for assistance when you need it, it's possible that you can find a new community and become a leader, in a sense, of that new community. And I don't mean like you're the one who leads, like literally, but that you become a pillar of that particular community that you were meant to go to after having left the community that you see here in the Lovers. Okay? So right now, things don't feel great. When you're in the community, it feels good, but with that Five of Bells outside of the community, it sucks. You're going to have to leave for higher ground. I'm getting When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. You're going to have to go. And I'm sorry. That's rough, Taurus. You can do this. The universe wants to guide you to a better place, and it might be that some of the people of your old community go with you, and it might not be. Either way, you are meant to be strong and stand in your own power, and you're meant to guide other people in standing in their own power too. I wish you safety. I wish you luck, and I wish you reaching your highest and best self. Okay? Have a great May, Taurus. Happy Beltane.